Hello and welcome to the Pens and Pixels Huntercast.
We're back.
It's been a while.
A long time. Like a year and a half?
No, just a year.
A year.
Just about a year. So this, if you don't know, is the podcast where we go over the most recent Hunter X Hunter chapters. Yeah. We have 3 for you this week. Just a little mini review, synopsis, whatever, breakdown, what we think is going to be going on. Is that all we're going to talk about, or do you want to talk about just like where we've gone as a whole? What we think is going to be happening, like with Gon even, or Killua maybe?
We'll hit that in the end. I think we should cover what's happened in the most recent chapters first. So we've gotten 3 chapters out in the last 3-ish weeks.
Yeah, ish weeks. We were hesitant to do this at first because it missed a week for some reason?
Or it was not
Or it wasn't translated? We couldn't really tell if it was
I couldn't tell. I couldn't figure it out. But we seemed to have a discrepancy, so we thought maybe there was a new pattern. So we've gotten chapters 3. What are they?
362, 364, and 363, 364.
Yeah. Each of these chapters are completely focused in on the arc inside of the whale ship. Which is the thing.
That's heading to the Dark Continent.
Yeah. Picking back up at the end where Kurapika is attacked by one of his fellow bodyguards for the little baby prince. I think it's the 15th or 13th prince. In that big moment when, after all of the big Nen beasts all swarmed around us, and we were all freaking out about what was going to happen next, one of them responded to one of the little guys.
One of the mice?
Yeah, one of the little mice ones. And when we responded back, if you were busy, said no, you weren't busy, then he fell under control of the little mice Nen beast.
Yes.
Yeah, and tried to attack. Which is all well and cool, but
these Nen beasts are fucking crazy.
Yeah, the only thing I was worried about was like when they showed the big swarm of them all flying around everywhere at once. I was like, don't do that. Like, give me specific monsters for each prince.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like I was just like, don't just make it where like every once in a while they just all start swarming. And like, there's got to be coolness factors to each one, right?
Well, yeah, and they do all have unique ones.
Yeah.
Now we know that.
Yeah, now we know that. So it's not just like this swarm every once in a while. This little mousy one, whatever, got inside of this guy's ear. But we learn a new power for Kurapika.
Yes, he has a stealth dolphin. Little dolphin ring. What's it actually called?
I forget.
We finally got his last chain.
His last chain on his last finger. Which they do a little flashback about his training again, which of course there is, like, of course he has another power. Of course he does, because, you know, he wasn't OP enough as it was.
Yeah. Well,
literally the definition of it. So he gets taught that, like, he shouldn't be fighting on his own, so he needs an ability that helps and works with other people. So instead of, like, working with other people, he makes one that's just a syringe that steals other people's powers.
Yeah, it's good enough.
Yeah,
he's like, fuck it.
He's like, I don't need to have someone else with a power, I'll just use theirs.
Yeah, and I think that's, strategically, it's alright.
Which is, like, as big of a power as it gets, because, like, literally Krollo's power is stealing other people's powers and using them.
True.
He just decided one of his fingers does the same thing.
Yeah, but he doesn't get to have them, like, in a book and pull from them.
No, it's true. So
that's the thing. It's very situational, right? Like, if he was fighting, let's go back to his fight with the big spider, the strong guy.
Yeah.
What's his name? No, fuck whatever. Like, you know, it wouldn't have been super beneficial for him to be like, I'm stealing your fucking super strength, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he could already beat him with what he had. It wouldn't have been, like, a beneficial thing.
No.
Then he could steal it, and then later on he'd be like, I'm going to punch Krollo right in his face, like, or really hard. I don't know. You know? Maybe something like that, but it's not necessarily always beneficial.
No.
In this, you know, it's a whole, there's going to be a lot of spying going on, so the ability still is probably pretty good.
Yeah. So the ability works like he can suck the Nen out of someone else, which actually drains their aura out, so it stops them from using it in that moment. I don't think it sucks away from them so they can't use it at all.
Yeah.
It's more like a copy. And then he gets to use it once, and this little dolphin appears and holds on to it until he's ready to use it.
Dolphin's straight up like Siri or something.
Yeah.
Like, just talking to him, like, this might be the best way to do things.
Yeah, it's actually intelligent and seems to work out just fine, so he steals the ability and finds out the ability is an ability to control small animals.
Yeah, you can see through their eyes.
Yeah,
right.
Or is that it? No, I think he controls them. Because, like, what's the point?
Yeah,
what if the fly just spends the rest of his time hanging up by a window?
Oh yeah, but you control it, but you also like see through it, right? Like that's the.
It'd be the worst ability ever. Like, just literally to look through animals' eyes. Like, you look through a fly, it'd just be on the window all the time.
Well, yeah.
And you'd be like,
it'd be fun to be like a chipmunk though, or like it'd be fun, not necessarily useful.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I got a kick out of being a squirrel for a little bit.
What would you see? It would just run up a tree and eat a nut and then go to bed?
Yeah.
Maybe hump?
Yeah. I've never seen a squirrel humping. B, I've never been that high in a tree. Like, that'd be fun. You know?
I guess.
There's shit to do.
Anyways, I think he controls them. After that, he's freed of the Nen monster that was in his ear. They explain the rat Nen monster. If you respond to it, it takes control of you. And they figure out that there are Nen beasts to each prince, do the parasite stuff.
And they're, I don't know if this was covered last time, but they're parasitic Nen beasts.
Yeah,
which means they can't control them.
No.
They are just of their own volition and free will.
They respond to the prince's emotions, though, because they said when the baby cried and got angry, that's when the Nen beast appeared.
Yeah, that's when yeah.
So, I think, like, anytime anyone gets excited, that's when they attack.
Well, yeah, or like, yeah, I'm wondering, because now we have this other dude, the guy who looks like a lion. We don't know any of their names.
There's too many princes, we're not going to memorize their names.
Yeah, it's very confusing at this point. I would be surprised if you weren't confused as well.
Giant lion and man.
Yes, the giant lion Nen man.
Yeah.
He has like a fucking crazy mouth beast thing.
Yeah, with like sets of eyes
so
and wings.
Like I wonder if his
hangs
is
on
just
his
like,
shoulder.
you know, when he gets excited that he's, you know, might kill them, will that thing just go and attack, or like does it, you know, like
I don't know.
it's
Maybe they all respond to something different based on a personality, which will be interesting to find out. Is like what each one does. Like, do they go out and just float around and attack whenever they're just like excited, mad, or anything? But like they both got pissed off in the next chapter. And nothing happened. They just hung out behind them.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, so he's talking to like his sister Cammy. And she has this weird Nen beast thing that's like
a jellyfish.
Yeah, jellyfish with a. Are these titties?
It might be titties, but I think the other one had titties. I think these are like anemone things.
Yeah, are these anemones? Are these Twinkies? They look real weird.
They look real weird. So she's got one with a blacked out face and what looks like a squid, jellyfish, titty monster.
Yeah, who fucking knows? And then the other guy, Benjamin, I guess his name is.
Yeah.
That's a real simple name, actually, for the series.
For the series, yeah. Instead of Sastrendrich.
Anyways, he's planning on killing all the other princes. He wants those fucking motherfuckers dead. Remind me, Mike, why do they want... What are they... It's a succession war.
Yeah.
Why do they want to kill each other? What's the point?
Because the king set it up that way. He's like, they all want to be the throne, right? And the succession war is however you get there, right? Which means you can kill for it.
Yeah.
And there's also the option to drop out. And that's what Cammy came and asked about. She's like, is dropping out enough, or is dropping out meaning that like only dead people is dropping out? You can't just drop out. And the king was like, you can interpret that however you want. Mm-hmm. So it's the prince's job to interpret what it means for them to inherit it. Does that mean getting to the island? Does that mean impressing dad? Does that mean killing off every other prince and making you the only one standing?
Okay, and on top of this, they are supposed to be going to the Dark Continent, but there's this whole other plan that they're going to stop at a fake Dark Continent, another island
right before it,
drop
everyone off,
drop all the normies off.
Yeah,
and then the hunters are just going to go to the Dark Continent.
Yeah,
just the hunters, not the princes.
Not the princes.
Okay, so they're going to be on a fake Dark Continent, and then they're going to sail further and go to the Dark Continent. Okay, so we have a while for this prince succession arc.
Yeah.
Just for that, okay.
Yeah, so it's like a whole entire thing. It feels very tagged on. However, the intricacies of it in his writing has actually been really cool. And I do like seeing like Kurapika try and plan everything out and being smart and like making the phone call and telling everyone about Nen.
It's really cool. I always like seeing, Kurapika's like his strategic mind in play.
Yeah. When
we actually do get to see him in brief glimpses every now and again.
Yeah. He seems to finally actually be back in focus, which is nice. And to see him not just sitting there going, spiders! I mean, I have to admit, my more interested storyline is just to watch Hisoka kill more spiders.
Yeah, I'm definitely... that's the one I want to see, for sure.
Yeah.
There's not as much reading involved. That sounds bad, but, there's a lot of text-filled pages in these new chapters.
Yeah, there's a lot of, this is the boat. This is the whole culture on the boat. The boat is actually, like, a small country where there's actually even a court system and a fucking slum and a fucking medical system and everything. Like, that literally is just, like, having a town or a government or country. And, he's breaking it all down, which is typical to his fashion. But I am enjoying this arc a little bit more now as things start to pick up and they're actually starting to kill each other and fight and stuff, which is fun. And I'm hoping for this pace to pick up more because I cannot sit around and listen to more princes talk about killing each other and not killing each other.
So the dude, the lion-looking dude, sent his one of his assassins to go kill the one that Kurapika was guarding. And I don't want the next 6 chapters to be one after another assassin comes and tries to kill him or whatever, and then they finally retaliate. He just gave his with his dolphin finger. He just gave the queen. He gave the queen his dolphin finger. That's special blast. He gave her that so she can take control of a fly. Yeah. Hopefully,
which is just another ability added to his list. He can now also give abilities to other people.
Yeah, he sucked the ability from someone else and then gave it to someone else.
Yeah. Which they only get the single use, which is fine. But now the queen can take control of some animal and
then she can do some of the spying and then relay it to Kurapika.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Kurapika enters Emperor Time in this chapter as well, and we find out that Emperor Time reduces 1 hour of your life for every second it's activated.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking crazy. I feel like that adds up really quickly.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, yeah, like 60 seconds is 60 hours. That's more than 2 days.
Yeah.
Or it's 2 days. Or more than 2 days.
Yeah, it's more than 2 days.
Yeah. It's almost 3.
Yeah. So
like 1 minute is like a few days off your life.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah. And we've seen him maintain it for like at least a solid 20-minute fight.
Yeah, I feel like the one with this huge spider again. He did that. Yeah, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But I do like the fact that they are limiting such a powerful thing because like Emperor Time was literally just like I'm 100% maxed in every area.
Yeah.
Come at me, bro. Like. At least with this, nobody knows that except him. Yeah. So like, but if someone found that out, it would be like.
I'm curious to find out whether or not this is a condition he put on himself, so that this is what his eye thing does for him, and that like this is his condition to use it.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's the thing. It seems like a pretty fucked up thing to have if it was not. Because beforehand, his eyes used to go red before, but it was just when he was angry. You know, remember in the very beginning of the show before even then ever came along.
Yeah. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah. Like his eyes went red all the time before he ever found out about it.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was his people's ability.
Like their signature and the crimson eyes and that shit, right? Which means that, like, just every single time you got mad, or if you stayed... Like, if you had a bad fight with your wife, and it was, like, a good hour-long fight, and your eyes were red, you just, like, fucking burned out 3 days of your life.
No, but that can't be how it works, right?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It can't be, like... It has to be like he purposely activates Emperor Time.
Emperor Time.
Yeah,
which
I
is
can't imagine just like if he accidentally...
rule that happens whenever his... I don't know. Well, I think it requires more expansion on exactly how that works. I think they're going to come in later on and be like, it's only when he activates his Nen to full or whatever.
Yeah, when he goes 100% every category, that's when he starts shortening his life.
Like, I mean, like maybe he can activate 100% reinforcement and 100% manipulation, but not all of them. Emperor Time is like everything at full, so I can do all things.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I hope that's the case because it would make stupidity that, like, every single fucking... What were they called? The Karata clan?
Yeah, something like that.
Would just be dying at, like, the age 30 for living life.
No, but their eyes going red was not called Emperor Time. Yeah. Emperor Time is specifically the thing he calls his 100% max thing.
Which was when his
Which
eyes
also is conjunction when his eyes go red.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, it's only because, like, when he was training in...
There's no way this means, like, their entire race, whenever they get mad. Like, they wouldn't have made it this far.
No.
Their species would have died out, like,
way
caveman era.
Yeah. Because it's when he's training with his, like, kung fu master guy there, that... he says, like, oh, when your eyes are red, does something change about your Nen? And then he's like, oh, I think you can use everything at 100% then. And I was like, well, does that just mean, like, all the time? Because, anyways, I think this ability needs some more explanation. But as the chapter continues on, he stops the, whatchamacallit, the assassin with his Nen stealing ability again. So apparently when he just passed on the ability, he didn't need to hold on to one anymore, so now he can steal another one, which I assume probably has a limit to it, because he could just keep stealing it from everyone in the room and give it to 5 other people.
Yeah, I think you could keep doing that technically.
Yeah. You could just be like, you 10? No, now you 10.
Like, I think as long as he has someone to siphon it into and siphon it out of, I think, it's unlimited. I can't imagine,
Yep. I was confused with one part about the whole stealing thing. Is like, why did he activate Emperor Time at this moment, considering there wasn't really one major threat? Is it that he needs to use Emperor Time to steal an ability?
I don't think so. Because you didn't activate Emperor Time to steal the ability.
The first time?
The first time, yeah.
I don't know.
There was no Emperor Time.
Maybe it was to give it away.
I think it's because the dude had a gun and he needed to, like, just be real quick.
Yeah.
He kind of went, like, Super Saiyan mode, right? Just to be like...
Yeah, and do everything instantly and be able to manipulate all his Nen, probably.
Yeah, I think. But he seems to have remained in it...
This whole chapter.
Even after this. Like, talking about like just the plan to the queen. Well, I assume he could turn it off, but he has not yet.
No, his eyes are still red. Yeah.
Well, he stresses over the idea that there's still an entire week left until the banquet. 1 hour would be 150 days. 24 hours would be 10 years. 1 week. Blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe he needs to have Emperor Time on to keep the ability siphoned into her. I mean, that's what it is.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, okay, maybe that is right then.
Yeah, because like his eyes are staying that way, so until she uses it, he's sucking his life dry.
So he can probably steal the ability
Mm-hmm.
without Emperor Time, but then to siphon it into someone else, Emperor Time needs to be activated.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
which is why he needs to get on this post-haste.
That's why he's saying, like, if you see a bug, use it!
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But again, just super amazing, extraordinary ability. Also, apparently he can communicate telepathically with the dolphin to whoever he's put it into.
Yes, which is another...
Like, let's just keep piling it on. Like, even Killua's lightning god thing is just like, I move fast. Kurapika is
But
just
again, though, I
do all of it.
I think that this... If he's keeping Emperor Time activated, I think this is a great, like, way to reel it back, being like, okay, this is literally fucking killing you. Like, it's not just like, I can just do this shit, you know? He's like... Because when he entered the York New Arc, or whatever the fuck it was called, like... He was all of a sudden like, I am the badass of the badasses. Like,
yeah, but he did also say, like, and I mean, they backtracked on that, which was always my frustration with that arc, was like, he's like, oh, I can use my chains to, like, do all this shit, right? And I can only do it to spiders, and I put the thing on my heart so I can only do it to spiders. And then later on in the end, he's like, well, only one chain does it to the spiders. I can use the rest of
he was always about one chain. They didn't backtrack.
No, but they did that, right? And I felt like it was like, all right, you got this giant power boost all of a sudden. You went through the same training everyone else did, and I guess your anger and commitment obviously pushed you further than everyone else, and you made this like restriction on yourself to push yourself further. But then like suddenly you just come back and you're like, well, all the chains work, and you know you're fine. But you're right. I like learning the new rules and constrictions and
I love the conditions. I always think they're so cool. I think they're what makes Hunters so different.
Yeah, and it makes also his abilities a little bit more, like, there's always a thought process. It's not just, I'm going to go in and use the Mega Fist. It's like, there's more than a cost of anything else. Also, what I also kind of liked, which kind of goes to that whole, like, Kurapika has every single power moment, was he finds a camera, and they smash it, and they go like, oh, they have a camera. And Gabriel, whatever the fuck his name was. Benjamin. They're like talking about like what powers Kurapika could have. Like maybe he has one to do this, and they're like, yes, he does. Maybe he has one to do this, and I'm like, he has that one too. They're just going through the list of like what his powers could be, and I'm like, well, it's actually all of those. So
yeah, Kurapika's a fucking 100% threat.
Yeah,
he has everything you fear.
Yeah, it's like every one of those abilities and different avenues you think he might have with one of his abilities, he has them all. And I'm guaranteeing you in the future that they're going to be like, oh, so he's had the 5 fingers on this hand. But guess what? He's got a chain on the fucking other one.
No, there's no way.
Oh, yeah.
No,
I guarantee you they're going to push it that far.
No, I don't think so. Yeah. I'll take that bet. I think 100% no. They won't do that.
I think they will.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, so where do you see this heading? It's just broad scope.
Well, we can go down the characters in the list. So the first one was Kurapika.
He's going to die.
He's going to die?
Yeah, I think he's going to die.
Why?
Like, I think this is all leading up to, like, his death.
What makes you think that, though?
I think his mission, just in general, is going to lead to his death. Still trying to recruit all the Crimson Eyes. I think that this Emperor Time thing is a new... I could see the way that Togashi writes this, this series, right? It's always trying to, like, subvert your expectations about typical shonen. What if he comes down to, like, he's, like, about to fucking... He's like, I'm going to throw down with Crollo. I'm going to rip this guy's nutsack off. And then,
I believe.
And then, like, right before they're about to fight, Kurapika's just like, oh, Emperor Time drained all my life. And he dies. He dies, like, in front of him. Instead of getting a great epic battle, he just dies.
No, I don't see that. But what I do totally would 100% agree with is that because the spiders are also on the ship, also going to the same location to steal everything, that they will have that fight with Crollo. He will definitely be fighting with Crollo very soon, and I mean very soon in Hunter time.
That'll be 4 years from now.
Yeah, pretty much. But when they have that fight, I think, Kurapika will burn himself out to death to kill him. But I think that's his death. I don't think he's going to die because of the stupid fucking whale ship.
I can see it. I can see it anytime. Yeah. I can see next chapter. No, not next chapter.
No. I see him. I don't think he's not going to have Kurapika fight Crollo, honestly, and up front, for sure. And I don't think that whole, like, spider thing. Like, I think that's that's where the head comes with when the Hisoka, Kurapika, the ship, and everything right now is actually, I think the author is trying to tie up Kurapika in a bundle and get him away because he disappeared for so long. Mm-hmm. And I think the author's like, let's just put this to bed. So the trip has a stop on the way, basically, literally in the show and also on the side, to go, all right, Hisoka's turned on the spiders. He's killed a few of them. They're on the ship. A few more will die. Kurapika kills a couple more. They have the big fight with Crollo. Maybe there's a big fight between Hisoka and Kurapika on who gets to kill Crollo. And then whoever wins that fight gets to fight. And it could be that Kurapika dies there to Hisoka, or,
that'd be crazy.
He gets to fight Crollo and kill him. And then the whole spider universe is dead because the spiders are finally done, and then Kurapika's mission's done, and either he dies or it's just like, that's it, Kurapika goes home.
The only problem with that is we don't really give a fuck about any of the hunters left. If Kurapika dies, we don't really give that too much of a fuck about any of the hunters left to go to the Dark Continent.
That's the thing, it's only Gin.
It's like, yeah, it's Ging and who else is on that ship? Is Loriar on that ship?
Is he on the ship?
I don't think he is. I thought he's back with the council of those idiots.
I thought the whole council and all of them are on the ship.
Are they on there too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I think Leonardo's on there, but, Killua and Gon, who knows with this author, but aren't there.
Yeah.
So that's the thing, it's like...
They've been there the whole time.
Yeah, I don't know where they're going to take the main characters with anymore at this point into that, in on this arc. So, like, are they even going to get to the Dark Continent?
That's the thing. Well, we had the Chimera Ant arc for a very, very long time, and that was a Gon and Killua arc. And we didn't see Liaro, Kurapika, and now we're getting Kurapika all the time, 100%, and not Liaro so much. But maybe this is going to be Kurapika's arc. Maybe we just don't see Gon's flashback for a while again,
I mean, I think that's what's going to happen is this whole arc that's happening right now is going to come to a climax on the first island.
Like we're going to get, like you said, Hisoka and Kurapika.
Yeah,
and just that back and forth probably, and then that's it.
And the spiders until that island. And then another big reveal will happen on that island. Killua and fucking Gon are there or some shit. I don't know. Like
there's their best friends training again.
Yeah.
Hello.
Who knows? They'll figure it out. But I think once they get to that point, they're going to do another cutaway, and then suddenly tell an entire story where like the boat doesn't exist in the same way that nothing else exists outside this boat right now, and tell Gon's story, and cover whether or not and what cost he has to pay to try and get his Nen back. Or if he makes that decision on what kind of hunter he wants to be, etc.
Yeah, or does he try to compete without Nen, or it's going to be really interesting seeing what way they try to take him.
Yeah.
Like, I remember you saying you were hoping for, like, a total reboot of his powers, basically.
A total reboot of his powers and a complete change in his personality, because the interesting part now is that, like, his stupid fucking, like, the part you hate the most about Gon is that stupid, like, I'm going to keep punching it because, like, I want to prove myself bullshit.
I love that about Gon. That's my favorite part of his character.
I hate every second of
That's the interesting part about his character, is that he's not just, like, I'm a little hero boy. He's selfish. He's kind of shitty.
Yeah, I hate that. I don't want that.
That's the reason it's so good.
No,
what do you want out of him? You want him to be little Goku boy?
No.
What do you want?
No. I want a change in his personality to be something more adult. I want this to be more interesting in the way that Gon actually starts growing up, right? Because he's been chasing his father this whole time, and then like there's that whole chapter where he's sitting with Mito, or his mother, and they're discussing like, now you can change who you are, you can be whoever you want to be. And then he talks about being like, he's like, I didn't really want to meet him to meet my dad. I never really wanted to meet him. I just wanted to like complete this goal. And he's not much of a father, and I'm not much of a son, so I don't really believe in that relationship. And I'm like, okay, great. So this is over. It's now time to rediscover who you are. And rediscovering who you are is a different component of what your Nen is. You're no longer this bold, upfront reinforcement type. Maybe you become a different type of person. You learn who you are and become your teenage self, right? Has gone. And I want that personality to be different. He can be a shitty person again. That's fine. I hate that trope again in Shonen where there is that, like, I'm so selfish, I'm just going to do what I want to do character. I hate those. I'm tired of them.
Okay.
I just don't want them.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know what I want Gon to do.
What kind of ability you want him to have?
Yeah, I mean, he's still got to be an enhancer, right? With the way Nen works, it's just like, that's what you have. Like, he still has his aura. It's still an enhancer aura, right? Like,
it doesn't have to be. It's based on your experiences, right?
No?
Yeah.
Isn't it just the way the fucking leaf crumbles?
No, it's based on your life experiences of how you are, right? Like what you become. Like, it's based on you as you raise and. Yeah.
So if you change as a person as you grow,
it's like a personality type too, right? They say personality types determine what kind of Nen you can have. You can figure out, like Hisoka said that I knew that Gon was going to be a reinforcement type based on your personality. Right?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yeah. And Gon said, or Zen and Hisoka said that also, that he knew that Killua was going to be a transformation type based on his personality because it's the same as mine. Like my personality and Hisoka's are very similar. So that's why our Nens are transformation. It's based on who you are as a person and your experiences.
So could you become a manipulator? Like, just let's say it's not Gon, let's say it's an average man.
Yeah.
Or child.
Yeah.
You're a kid. You're an enhancer because you're a little piece of shit. You just want to hit things. But then as you grow, could you become a businessman and you're like more of a manipulator?
But it's supposed to be built on a very long track of experience, right? That's why it's interesting with Gon, right? Because like Gon's whole life was spent growing up in the woods, being self-sufficient, learning how to communicate with animals, being a child of nature, and being aggressive on pursuing his single-minded goal, right? Means, and that's all he's ever done in his life. Means he's a reinforcement. And then Killua is a member of an assassin's family where subterfuge and lies and hiding things is always that kind of stuff, and changing his face and hiding who he was and never really talking about who he was, which is applicable to a transformation person. That's all he's done in his life, right? It's a culmination to the moment when you turn on your Nen. So, like, that would be the interesting part. But Gon has a clean slate. That's why it's more interesting. So, Gon's Nen has been wiped out. You can't have that power back. You can't be what he was before again, right?
Well, we don't know that, though.
Yeah, well, that's what Gin said in the whole thing. He said that, like, you've been wiped clean. That's gone, right? No more. It's gone. You can't be a reinforcement.
I think you're like hunter. Reading some stuff into like what he was saying. That
No. I've reread the chapters.
I don't feel like that's what he was saying. He said you have a price to pay if you want it back, which means Nen.
Yeah,
but like you're right. It could be. You're not wrong, but like.
I totally think it could be any Nen. It could be any type.
Sure. Okay. What would you want to see from him? What would suit the new Gon that you want?
Well, it's a bit of a mix because one, I would like to see a reinforcement type with a power that's not just I punch good, because that's all every reinforcement person who showed up has just punched good.
Well, I think that's all you can really do, right?
But you could reinforce other things maybe or something. I don't know. Something more original. This guy writes out the coolest powers on the planet. Like, he can come up with something cooler than punch good. You know?
Punching good's worked for a long time in a lot of things very well.
It's true. But if I wanted to see another, maybe him being another transformation type would be very cool. Or
it'd be funny if he just stole Hisoka's power. Like, he just made one. He was like, that's pretty useful.
Yeah.
I heard he just came back to life with it, so yeah.
And we haven't seen a lot of emission types, except for I think they said Leorio's teleportation one's an emission type.
It could be. I can't keep track.
I think so. If that's the case, maybe another emission type because we haven't seen a lot of them. Or just because he had to do all of the trials he's gone through, he gets a specialization type of some kind that we haven't seen before.
I think that'd be probably the one to go with. That'd be kind of like...
Because manipulation for Gon, like, what is he going to do? Manipulate his fucking rod really good? Like,
yes. Yeah. Remember he fought with his rod really early on?
Yeah.
God damn it.
God damn it.
And what about our favorite little boy? Shouldn't say it like that. Killua.
I shouldn't say it like that, no. I have no clue.
My only... So, in the latest volume that Togashi completed, they confirmed that Nanika is from the Dark Continent.
Not the same name, Alika, Nanika.
Or, whatever. Alika and Nanika.
Yeah.
Two sides of the same coin. Ooh. So the only way... Like, I mean, she's from the Dark Continent. She has a direct connection there now. But I can't see her being like, I'd like to go back. And he's like... Okay, I'll run across the water really fast with you, and like we'll go there. Like I don't know.
I think that's how they're going to tie him into showing up because he's going to show up eventually. I'm sure.
Yeah, you'd hope, right?
Yeah, I think so, and I think they tie it in like that as he's trying to figure it out. I think the only story I invented in my head that works is that Aluka becomes uncontrollable now that like he's free and in the world and seeing stuff, or Nanika, whatever the one of the fucking one of the no eyes and face one is.
I think Nanika is that one, right?
Yeah. Or something like that, or the powers become uncontrollable, and like the repercussions just happen. Because remember, like he's always walking around asking questions, even though they like it seems like a compulsion, right? And making requests. I think that just becomes too hard for Killua to control, so he wants to find out what this is all about, and that's when he goes to try and join and go out.
Like, is there a way to like harness this a little better, or
control it, which might turn into a lame ass story of like, oh, I got her home, I have to leave her here.
Or what if there's just like something like. Fucking, like in the York New arc, like everyone's on the boat panicking about everything, all the assassination going on, and like all of a sudden, just like through the fucking roof comes like Silvo,
Which one?
Kill his dad.
Oh yeah.
Kill his dad and grandpa are just like, oh, we got hired to kill every prince that's not that one, and then they just start like murdering, and then that's how like the Zoldycks are there, and then like they're like, okay, well, Dark Continent, that was shitty. We got that terrible child last time. Let's not do that again, or like there's something right like that. Like the Zoldycks come together and like do this there.
Yeah,
that would actually be really smart if they called the Zoldycks to be like, assassinate princes 1 through 13 for me. And they're like, okay. They're princes. They have gold, right?
Yeah.
Like, they have
money.
some sort of treasure.
And to get princes would be cheap. It's not like they're high ranked in any fashion.
It's not like, paying you to assassinate Crollo. So.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's actually...
I don't know.
I wonder if that would happen, just in the middle of everything.
Considering they've already hired assassins, I'm surprised they've never thought to call them.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Like, they can get out to a boat. Doesn't the grandpa, like, conjure a
Plus,
dragon?
like, there'd be no objections at that moment, right? Like, if the king was like, I don't like how you did it. It would be like, so, there's none left.
Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't matter now.
This was dealt with within 20 minutes.
The only thing is, like, that totally just, like, all this buildup with, like, parasites and nen beasts and all that shit would just be totally wiped out. Like, it wouldn't matter at all.
I would believe he would do, because he's done that shit before, where, like, he has this whole build-up to something, and then he's just like, nope, here's a king thing that just wipes out all of it.
Yeah, by the way,
yeah,
the Zoldycks, the people you know just killed them. Don't worry about it.
Well,
wait, sorry. Last bit.
Yeah.
How much longer do you think these chapters go? How many more are left in us, or in Togashi before it just ends?
Probably.
Not ends, but...
So we've gotten 3, so I would say we probably hit a max of 10, so another 7.
Another 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Bold. I'm gonna guess like 4.
4?
4
Oh.
I think 4 is my guess.
So I guess
What did we get last time? Did we get to about 10 last time?
We got about to a 10.
Yeah, okay. Alright.
Yeah.
Maybe about that. It's been a year. And also, to take this with a grain of salt, there have been rumors that Togashi's back is healed, he said. It's all in good condition. But these are just rumors. I could not find a competent source for that. So, again, take it with a grain of salt. Maybe everything's over. But also, Dragon Quest 11, 16, whatever, is releasing next week in Japan. So...
Goodbye, manga artists.
Goodbye. He's gone. He's playing that now.
Why do you think he's playing that?
Oh, that's like the thing, like that people think that he does.
He goes and plays Dragon Quest for a year straight?
Yeah, I don't know if there's some like official article about him like loving Dragon Quest, but like he just loves fucking Dragon Quest.
Can you play Dragon Quest for a year?
Maybe he does. Who fucking knows?
I couldn't think of a single RPG where I could do that. Like, I mean, like classical turn-based solo player RPG, nothing MMO.
Yeah, I don't know. Unless you were like a speedrunner. I can't imagine.
No. Dark Souls maybe, but like not even.
Oh my god, you see those people? They beat Final Fantasy VIII in 8 hours?
Yes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, the game was designed to do that, right? Because you're supposed to be able to try and skip ahead to get the Excalibur and all that shit.
8.
Oh, 8. Fuck. Oh.
8.
Whoa.
8 in 8 hours.
Yeah, that's hard.
That's... Whew. Whew. That was Summer Games Done Quick. If you want to go check that out, they have a stream. Yeah. I don't know who the fuck it was, but just type in Final Fantasy VIII in 8 hours. It'll come up. There's a bunch of articles about it because it's insane. Yeah. Someone else did Final Fantasy VII in 8 hours. Like, it was the same crew. Like, they did that one in 8 hours, so they wanted to, like, try to do the next one.
I could bulldoze through 7 in at least 10 for sure.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Well, as for the last of the characters, who knows what's happening with Lario.
Apparently he might be on the boat. Who fucking knows?
I don't think really fucking cares.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You can teleport your fist. Good for you.
That's what he should just be doing. He should just be fucking aimlessly punching up. Just fucking whatever.
Wherever it ends up.
I hope I'm helping Kurapika. He just keeps hitting him in the groin.
Yeah. The only portal just keeps happening right between his legs whenever he goes. Swack, swack, swack.
And yeah, I don't know about Ging. Really, I'm not sure.
Yeah, his whole motivation seems kind of like odd. He's like, I want to go to the Dark Continent, but I won't do it with everyone else. So I'm going to hide in the stowaways. Like, you were part of the council that built the fucking ship. Just get on.
Yeah, like I feel like we're not going to see much of them unless shit really hits the fan and like the spiders are there and they're like murdering everybody.
Well, we've seen some of the council already in the past few chapters before the break.
Oh, did we?
Yeah, they were just like talking about ship management and stuff, and they're in charge of making sure, like, they're the government of the ship.
And like I can't see them coming largely into play until like we actually get to the island or after the fake island.
Yeah.
Also, apparently someone said it's Mortal's ship. I read somewhere. I have no idea. I was like, the big pipe man. Is it his ship?
Is it?
I don't know. I just read that, and I was like, people kept saying Mortal's ship, and I was like, do you guys know something I don't?
Why would he have a ship like that?
I have no idea.
You can probably like, make one out of smoke, like.
Yeah, he should be like beside them on like a smoke boat.
Yeah.
He's vaping. Just blowing these fucking huge things.
That's his new Nen power. When he comes back, he's got a vape.
That could be a great moment where he's like, I've trained, I've refined, I've improved.
My lung power is better because I'm not smoking anymore.
Just smoking this little fucking
vape machine.
Oh, it'd be fucking great.
Or is it?
I guess it would be giant. Yeah,
or is a giant one with a big tank full of juice.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
we have great fan fiction ideas. Feel free to steal them.
It's like a big tank on his back, like someone's carrying around like a
flamethrower,
like a flamethrower on his back with a pipe that goes into his mouth. Yeah,
that's like that. That's like that. Like fucking Alice in Wonderland caterpillar.
Yeah, that thing.
Like that thing. That's the ultimate vape, really. That's the biggest. That's the ultimate vape rig. Is what that caterpillar
like
from Alice in Wonderland. It is. Yeah, it's like a giant hookah vape. This podcast got away from us. All right, well, if you enjoyed what you heard, you can follow me on Twitter at @TheCalG. You can find Mike at MikeKentDraws. Yep. And we're going to be doing this podcast as long as the 100 chapters release. Yep. So, enjoy. Yep.
And you can also follow us for the Pens and Pixels podcast itself on Twitter at PNP_popcast. And be sure to like and share and subscribe to us on YouTube and Twitter and Facebook and all those other jazz. Give us a comment. Send us questions about Hunter. Let us know what you think or what you think is going to happen in the future. We love having discussions about this stuff, as you can tell. So be sure to do that. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next chapter. Because I won't say week, because God knows.
Get away!
Go on!
Let's be able to fucking sign off for this one.